Heroes and Legends, Dynasties. The forces of the Nibacka. Now we're going to secure the former territories of Omri's old forces. They made recontact with the Bath, led by Saul and George Thompson. They reached out and confronted the forces of Balfolo of the Hellthorn Galaxy, and they went to the new Kichuru forces that were led by the Risu after the defeat of the Albino forces, and led by Sabu and their forces, right? And so they solidified all of these remaining galaxies. Some galaxies now surrounded the galaxies of the Clincolo, who had fallen quiet ever since Omri-Manca's death, and the Guardian forces. Seeing now that they were the only two directly in front of Herin, Herin was going to begin campaigns against them both and their territories. However, before he could finally do this, tragedy struck the Insuran Alliance again. Herin had a heart attack and fell off his cruiser. Everyone was stunned and tried to revive him, but it was too late. Herin Nibacka was dead. And with his death, the leadership of Nibacka fell on his son. Charlton might be a cold and calculated man, but he was no fool. He knew that he was not ready to lead such a massive army, especially Insuran. That he was ill-equipped and inexperienced, and him taking the lead would mean certain doom for their forces. And so he humbled himself and called on the more experienced leader, Dimitar Colinia of the Colinia, to lead the Insuran now. Dimitar was stunned. In such a short period of time, he lost Omri and now Herin. He was the last of the three original big leaders of Omri's forces. Dimitar knew that the weight was on him, on his shoulders. Now, with all the Insuran under his belt, he can now have his entire force to go forward and crush the Sun Insura once and for all. And so, instead of saying peace, peace to the Sun Insura, it was Angie, CG, West, and Wim of the Atlantic Insura, and Dimitar Colinia, his wife, Barbara, his brother, Julian, his son, Hepburn, and Chi, and Jeff, and Hepburn's bodyguard, Omri, and Ashanti, and Lundy. The entire force can now safely invade the Sun Insura with their massive force, knowing that their backs were secure thanks to the allies of the Nibacka, the Johnson, the Insuran Commission, and the American forces. Wish was stunned, so the entire force is coming to us. Portia, you and Dakota must work together to defend our front line. Tamar, Zane, you all must work our rear flank. I will guard the center. The entire Sun Galaxy was completely surrounded by the two galaxies, finally able to muster their full armada. However, this was not enough. The battles that happened and the dysfunction between Portia and Dakota led the front lines to crack. The rear guard stood no chance, for Dimitar himself had taken the rear guard to the surprise of Zane and Tamar. Dimitar went full prime mode and with his orange appearance, overcame that of the sun and broke Tamar's armor and blasted Zane's blob abilities. With that, the forces moved to the center of the galaxy, where they faced Rish Sun, and Dimitar and Rish Sun duked it up, along with Angie, CG, the two Insuran leaders, did duel with the Sun Insura, who at this point found themselves for the first time overrun, and not even the Sun Destroyers could prove much help, as they were too far deep into their galaxy, and the Sun Destroyers would damage their own as well, so they were reluctant to use them, saying not wanting the Sun Insura to be completely wiped out. Wish saw that the writing was on the wall and surrendered. At long last, Dimitar thought. His gripe and his greatest thorn to his side since the times of the dimension, the Sun Insura had finally fallen under his rule. Portia was beneath herself. She had disappointed her sisters and her older sister, that of Catherine, who at the time did not know that Portia was even alive, as King Catherine of the Oricians thought that all three of them died in the war. Portia wished she could be by her older sister's side, as all three girls saw themselves as sisters, as Catherine's mother, Olga, was like a mother to all of them. However, as she fought these things in her mind, Dimitar and the Colinia rejoiced. Finally, they have conquered the Sun Insura, and now only 2 Insuran Powers remain before they united all of the insurance space.